Do you want to see a good horror movie? In this video, we bring you the best options. Number 10. Home for Rent. This is a production native to Thailand. Ning and Quinn are a couple with a 7-year-old daughter who decide to move to a smaller apartment and rent out their spacious house to a retired doctor and her 40-year-old daughter. Shortly after the new tenants have moved in, Ning begins to notice strange behaviors in her husband. He becomes reserved, wanders or disappears at night, and one day returns with a mysterious tattoo, similar to that of one of their tenants. As her husband's behavior becomes increasingly unsettling, Ning begins to suspect that her little daughter is being stalked by dark forces.
ทุกๆคืนตอนตี 4 ป้าจะได้ยินเสียงพวกนั้นสวดคาถากำลังทำคุณไสยอะไรก็ไม่รู้นะ
Number 9. Sleep. A pregnant woman becomes concerned about her husband's strange sleep habits. It all starts with mild sleepwalking, but it soon escalates into more erratic, threatening, and even grotesque behavior. Frustrated with the lack of solutions from the sleep clinic, the couple turns to a shaman for help. The film explores these concerns as Jason skillfully builds the plot, tone, and pace, blending drama and horror. Number 8. Bad Samaritan. Sean and Derek work as valets in a luxurious restaurant in the city and take advantage of their privileged jobs to rob the homes of the restaurant's clients while they dine. One night, a powerful magnate, Kale, arrives at the restaurant, and the duo seizes the opportunity to rob his luxurious mansion. Upon arriving at the property, Sean discovers a young woman being held captive inside. While deceiving the FBI about the kidnapping, the millionaire seeks revenge against the young men who have jeopardized his sinister plan.
You know why you're not in their little jail right now? Because you're in mine.
If you like top movies, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell to see more videos like this. Number 7. Sea Fever. In the middle of the Atlantic, the solitary marine biology student Siobhan is aboard a small fishing boat with an Irish crew she disagrees with. At one point, the vessel loses its course. However, things become much more complicated when the people on board face a significant risk due to a parasite found in the water supply. As all crew members start falling victim to a strange infection,
it's one animal. They were parasites in his eyes.
Number 6. The Dark and the Wicked. Two brothers return to the family farm to bid a final farewell to their father, who is breathing his last breaths. They soon realize that their mother's demeanor goes beyond sadness and that something strange is happening. What seemed like an ancestral ritual related to loss and memory turns into something terrifying. The darkness that prevails in the early scenes suggests that something is amiss on the family farm, with a father on the brink of death and a mother succumbing to her own demons. Despair reigns in this small, gloomy place. From the outset, it's evident that something or someone is stalking the elderly woman and her dying husband. But in almost an hour and a half,
I saw something.
Isn't crazy.
Number 5. Hell House. A group of unresolved case researchers stay at Carmichael Manor, the site of the horrifying and unsolved murders of the Carmichael family back in the 80s. After 4 nights, the group was never heard from again. What is discovered in their footage is even more unsettling than anything found in the Hell House tapes. Number 4. Rattlesnake. Katrina travels with her young daughter along a deserted road. By accident, the girl is bitten by a rattlesnake. The woman accepts the help of a mysterious woman to save her daughter from the deadly bite. However, she must now fulfill a deal, repay the favor by killing a stranger.
You out to end someone. I can see it in your eyes.
Number 3. Birth, Rebirth. In this drama and suspense film, written and directed by Laura Moss, Rose is a pathologist who prefers working with corpses over social interaction. She harbors a secret obsession despite finding the idea of female biological reproduction distasteful. She is fixated on her clinical processes, gestating materials in her own body to discover a way to bring the dead back to life. On the other hand, Sally is a maternity nurse, efficient and empathetic, passionate about helping women give birth in an environment where they feel empowered and heard. She has built her life around her lively and talkative 6-year-old daughter, Leela. The worlds of these two women collide when Leela dies suddenly and ends up on Rose's autopsy table. The circumstances of her death make her the perfect human candidate for Rose's next experiment.
I am doing everything I can to keep her alive.
Number 2. In My Mother's Skin. Set in 1945 in the Philippines, at the end of World War II, we follow the story of Tala, the 14-year-old daughter of a Filipino textile merchant. He lives in a war-damaged colonial house with his sick mother and younger brother. When Tala's father mysteriously leaves to negotiate his family's freedom from the Japanese, her family is left alone, waiting for his return in that isolated mansion in the forest. Not long after, her mother's condition deteriorates rapidly. Desperate, Tala searches for a mysterious fairy who promised to protect her. Happy to please her, the fairy gives Tala a magical insect to cure her dying mother. Tala decides to release the magical insect, which goes deep into her mother's body and begins to live inside her. As her mother's illness fades, in its place grows an insatiable desire for human flesh. Number 1. When Evil Lurks. In a remote village, two brothers encounter a man infected by the demon on the verge of giving birth to pure evil. In their attempt to rid themselves of this mysterious man threatening to put them at risk, they end up inadvertently unleashing hell itself. The protagonist of the story is Pedro, a field worker who, along with his brother, discovers a man in a state of decay. Within the dying man's body lurks the threat of an evil capable of causing death and madness in its wake. This is a possessed being, a creature that makes bodies its dwelling and is virtually indestructible. Perhaps for this reason, however, the situation quickly descends into complete chaos.
Tenemos que encontrar a la bestia antes de que nazcan más.
What movie would you add to this top list? We read you in our comments. Here we leave you with more videos like this.